Hey, good morning. It's Patricia Murphy. It's Monday. This is Seattle Now. There's a new streaming music station out of Discovery Park that wants to be a cultural home for urban Indians and indigenize the airwaves. We're taking a field trip to Daybreak Star Radio. But first, some headlines. If you've been waiting your turn for a COVID booster, you've got the green light. State health officials expanded the list of who's eligible over the weekend after the FDA and CDC signed off. All three vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, are now available to adults 18 and up. Boosters are recommended if you're over 50 or living in a long-term care facility. Officials will be in Whatcom County today to start assessing the damage from last week's historic floods now that waters have receded, leaving residents to mop up what's left. Bellingham Herald reports that 3/4 of homes and businesses in the town of Sumas suffered damages. Emergency cash assistance from the State Department of Social and Health Services is available starting today. And in sports, another rough afternoon for the Seahawks. They dropped their second straight game yesterday, a 23-13 loss to Arizona. At 3-7, the postseason doesn't seem likely. So if you want to see a Seattle team in the playoffs, better start watching soccer. The MLS Cup is underway. Sounders host first-round opponent Real Salt Lake at Lumen Field tomorrow night.
I'm going on in 30 seconds.
Okay. Standing by.
Thank you for listening to the Daybreak Star Radio Network, DaybreakStarRadio.com, the radio station indigenizing the airways. The traffic jam has begun, and I'm excited. We got lots of music coming up this hour, y'all. We're going to start with a live version called Voodoo from the Neville Brothers. That's first up to home plate here. Also got some Nimkish coming up.
Seattle's FM dial is pretty packed, but there's plenty of room on the internet. Enter Daybreak Star Radio. On the north end of Seattle's Discovery Park, you can find it inside the Daybreak Star Cultural Center. And since it launched in July, the station has been pumping out indigenous music, news, and cultural programming. They got a start with support from the United Indians of All Tribes Foundation. And Daybreak Star Radio is one of just a few places where you can find native hip-hop, R&B, traditional song, and rock. And listeners around the world are loving it. I headed out to the station to check it out. Sherry Steele, the station manager, and Harris Francis, the program director, showed me around.
Currently have 4 mics set up for when we do interviews. We have 2 monitors. We have our little soundboard we're hoping to upgrade soon. We have the place where our DJs sit and do shows.
Now, Harris isn't new to this. He spent more than 20 years at KUOW Radio. Sherry and Harris built the radio room themselves, installing ceiling tiles and running carpet on the walls for soundproofing. Getting the station up and running was about giving a voice to a whole community of artists.
I play hip-hop, I play R&B, I play EDM, I play some rock, play everything from MC Red Cloud to Dreezus to Lightfoot to Frank Juan to Sean Dene to Tony Hill.
Oh, no, there it is. This is the one that Harris likes a lot.
I can't get the thought of me and you holding hands, making plans, making love so true. When I hear you say we're gonna...
I sat down with Sherry to hear what it's really like to launch a brand new radio station.
A lot of the music started, especially in the very beginning, just direct from my own personal collection and also from our executive director, Michael Tooley's collection. And I very specifically didn't want Native Americans pigeonholed into the, you have to sound like this to fit in the proper box to make sure that you qualify as a Native American artist. All they have to be for the 90% that is Native American are on our station. It has to be written by, produced by, or actual musicians within a band or whatever to be played. A vast majority of the music, honestly, is written, produced, and created by Native Americans from all Americas, not just the boundaries that we have been given. And there's very much a need for representation of Natives in all levels of music. Natives need the opportunity to show how amazingly talented they are, no matter what genre they choose.
And do you have any young or emerging artists that you've discovered?
We have one we've just been working with here in Seattle. Her name is CCT, and she has the most lovely voice. It's this stunning R&B smooth voice, and she is just a super talent, and we're really trying to get her to come in, do her own show, and just support her in being the talent that she is.
I know when the block gets high, we call it shot still. Come on, we going in, we getting lit, no stopping us.
The first time I heard her voice, I was just blown away.
And she's local.
She's local.
What does it mean to you to be able to program this station, to be part of this? Because you spent so many years collecting this on your own.
For the community, it means connection and a way to hear one another's stories no matter where we are, as long as we have a Wi-Fi connection. I hear voices that I relate to within the songs, political statements that I relate to within the songs, and sometimes sacred or honoring statements. It's a way for people to know that they're not alone. You rarely hear natives, or if you do hear them, you don't know they are. So it's a level of invisibility that's maintained and encouraged within the entertainment industry.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're listening to The Resolution right here, and I am DJ Big Rez, and this is popping right on DaybreakStarRadio.com. Keep it locked. Snotty Nose Rez Kids coming at you. Check it out.
Funny how things change when this shit pops. No more time on my hands, but there's gold on my wristwatch. People come and go, you know people get dropped, and it's lonely at the top.
Sherry, what are you hearing from people about this station?
Oh, we get lots of thanks, lots of gratitude, lots of blessings. People really enjoy hearing all the native cultures that there are. Each tribe's a little different, so it's really interesting to see what comes out of different tribes. So this next artist, one of my favorite hip-hop artists, and one of her buddies, T-Rhyme. My favorite is Equal, EEKWOL, and then friend is T-Rhyme. They're extraordinarily smart women, and it's all about female experience.
And what do you want people to take from this station, your listeners?
Well, if they are native, it goes back to the community to know that we're all together and we're all working for very similar things, and for the greater community to know that natives exist, that we're here no matter what has happened, who has tried to encroach on land, who has actively tried to poison, who has actively tried to destroy the environment, who has actively tried to kill and is still doing so, that it doesn't matter, that we have survived and we will continue to survive. And we will continue to be a people striving to make the world a better place.
My temple decorated like a pro. My temple make mistakes as I go. Flawlessly imperfect, I just love me though.
Thanks for listening today. Jenny Cecil Moore produced today's show, which is also made by Clare McGrane, Diana Opong, Caroline Chamberlain Gomez, and Jason Pagano. Matt Jorgensen does our theme music. I'm Patricia Murphy.